Welcome everybody to another End of the Series event. Feel the intensity in the crowd and on the racetrack. They're saying he's going to be the one to watch today. All these drivers all with one goal, become the champion. Buckle up tight, folks. Here we go. Green flag is out. Greetings race fans, welcome to Daytona International Speedway as we continue on our race weekend here, starting off Season 4 of the NSCRA. We're getting ready now for the Susan G. Komen 250 version 2 as we prepare for Division 2 of the Oreo Truck Series to take here to Daytona for 20 laps of racing. There are only 39 trucks in this field as opposed to the 40 we had before. We'll have to see if that one truck difference can be a factor for the winner of this race. On the pole for this race is going to be the 03, that is Brendan Patterson. We know him very well from the trucks last season. We'll have to see if maybe he can finally beat his winless streak and get a victory here at Daytona. Alongside him, another driver looking for his first Truck Series victory. That's Danny Wells. In the 5, Dylan Young. We know his repertoire in a truck at restrictor plate tracks. He's going to line up alongside of the 61. And my memory is failing me right now as to who that is. Let me just quickly find out. That is Mitchell Stooksbury. So that's going to be a rookie there making her debut in the Oreo Truck Series. Alright, 20 laps of racing. Who's going to win this thing? We know that a rookie went to victory lane in the Division 1 race with Tyler Manson. Could we have another rookie put themselves on the record books here at Daytona in this race? We'll find out. Here's the starting lineup for today's race at Daytona. Brendan Patterson, Danny Wells, two drivers who know the Truck Series very, very well. They come off of turn 4, both of them still looking for their first Oreo Truck Series victory. Danny Wells went to victory lane last season in the Mobile One Cup Series, but Patterson, he's still looking for his first NSCRA victory overall. As here we go, they'll come down to the stripe, the green flag will come out, and we are underway at Daytona. The Susan G. Komen 250 version 2 is green. Dylan Young looks like he may be thinking about going 3 wide just like that. Is he going to? Yes, he is. Patterson almost kind of had the feeling that Dylan Young was going to do that. He kind of moved up to the high side purposely. Whoa, Navarrete turned somebody back there. And they saved it. How'd they do that? Oh, my. Oh, no, there goes the 46 around. They're around. Oh, man. That's Jacob Lawler. Caution will wave. Oh my goodness. Another wreck up near the front of the field on the first lap. Division 1, it was Pichu London getting turned right in front of the field. And now it ends up being Jacob Lawler, as it looks like it's going to be Dylan Young, then Kenny McCurry, then Ben Ward in the 43. Looks like Ryan Acosta and Dylan Pote are the top 5 crossing the stripe as we're under the first caution of the day. There's Cole Daly and Seth Cole. I think they got through it. There's some damage to Matthew McMurray, though. Oh, up ahead, look at Dougie Shears and Ryan Cooper. Heavy damage to both the 24 and the 2. There they are. Oh, the pole sitter, Brendan Patterson, was in it. Also, Ben Paul in the 10, he was in it. There's defending champ Matthew Rodriguez. Looks like he may have gotten through. Keenan Busch, not so lucky. The 66 has damaged. Jacob Rodriguez is damaged. Bob Fergus. Oh, Luke Walker. Heavy damage to the 74. There's our defending winner from last year, Brandon Bain. He won the Daytona race last season. He's damaged. There's the car that got turned, Lawler. Wolfgang Mason, Noah Cars, they've got damage. Oh, look at Mitchell Stooksbury. That car is heavy-duty damage. And I think 2 cars ahead, Tracy Moore may have damage. Also, Richard Johnson Jr. in the middle there may have sustained some damage from that as well. Looking further up here, looks like everybody else may have gotten through. And I don't know who it was that did the turning, but we're about to find out. Looks like Danny Wells is actually headed for pit road. I don't think he got involved. Maybe this is just a regular scheduled stop for the 5, but Dylan Young paces us under the caution flag. Let's take a look at a replay. We're going to start it here. This is where they were able to save it. Watch here, Jacob Rodriguez, Keenan Busch, Emilio Navarrete, and James Silverfox. Watch how they right here. Oh my goodness. Look at Keenan's car. The car went down onto the apron and then stayed there. How did Keenan save that car? I do not know. But here's going to be the contact that puts us under the caution right there. Lawler and Patterson getting together up into the fence. Oh, Danny Wells ran into the back. That's how come he went to pit road. Oh, there's Mitchell Stooksbury, nowhere to go. And then just try and find yourself, see if you get through. The outside line kind of was able to slip through, but then everybody going down low, there was nowhere for him to go. Oh, Patterson gets jacked up by, I think that was Richard Johnson Jr. Jacob Rodriguez plows into Lawler. Oh, Patterson was upside down, was our pole sitter. Oh, there's defending champ Matthew Rodriguez. He got turned around back there. There's Matthew McMurray. There's Keenan Busch. Look at Henley and Logan Ryan be able to move their way down past there on the low side. And just look at the barrier there. Matt Wells was in that. Trying to see who else I can see that I recognize. Patterson actually was up on top of Keenan Busch's machine. Lawler was actually able to escape with not a whole lot of damage. Oh, that's Adam Chambers there in the 14. He's going to get rear-ended right there, I think. Oh, my goodness. That is Rob Thomas in the 63. But just look at these cars over here. You can see from going from right to left. There's a 53 of Matthew McMurray over on the left side. I think that's Arnold Columbia 64. You got Dougie Shears in the 2. Ryan Cooper in the 24. You got Bob Fergus. You've got... My goodness. You've got Jake Cole there in the 25. I didn't see him involved. You got Kyle Sanoski in the 28. Seth Cole back there as well with Cole Daly. I think they woed up before they got to the wreck. Matthew Rodriguez, defending champ as well. And there you see on the apron the 10 of Ben Paul. This was a huge wreck. It involved a lot of trucks because the track was just blocked up. And, man, they nearly had that whole thing. They had it saved at one point off of turn 2. But they were not able to avoid wrecking. It was second and third place that wrecked, and that's the result. All these cars involved on the very first lap of the race here of the Susan G. Komen 250 version 2. Let's go back to green and tally up all of the drivers who are going to have to retire and miss out on a chance of winning the first race of the season. Now we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing on lap 6 of 20, giving us a total of 15 laps to go. Drivers who have retired after this first incident. I'm surprised there aren't more of them. But nonetheless, we've got Mitchell Stooksbury out, along with Dougie Shears, Ryan Cooper, Matthew McMurray, Jacob Lawler. Luke Walker is retired, along with Keenan Busch, Brendan Patterson, and Adam Chambers. So a real tough break for all those drivers. They will not be able to run for the win here today. Dylan Young is the leader. I'll tell you what, Dylan Young looked awfully racy there at the first part of this race. We'll have to see how he does here now, being out in front. Instead of being the hunter, he'll be the hunted on this restart. He will line up in front of Kenny McCrory, who will be second. Third will be Ben Ward. Fourth place, Ryan Acosta, and Dylan Poteet will round out the top 5. Fifth will be James Silverfox. Emilio Navarrete will be 7th. 8th will be Tony Blazer. 9th place is going to be Jordan Hester with Colin Welty in 10th place. Michael Jeter is going to be in 11th. 12th place is going to be Sean Henley. Richard Johnson Jr. is 13th. Noah Carr is 14th. And Kyle Sanoski will be in 15th. Arnold Columbia 16th. Seth Cole 17th. Cole Daly is 18th. Tracy Moore is going to run in 19th with Brandon Bain 20th. 21st will be Danny Wells. 22nd, Wolfgang Mason. 23rd, Ben Paul. 24th will be Rob Thomas with Bob Fergus 25th. 26th is going to be John Acosta. Then you got Matt Rodriguez in 27th. 28th will be Matt Wells. Jake Cole will be in 29th. And 30th place will be Jacob Rodriguez. 30 cars left to race it out for the win here at Daytona. As the pace truck will make the left-hand turn onto pit road, they'll come down. We'll get back to the green flag on lap 6 of 20. There we go. Green flag is now out. Dylan Young, let's see how much defense he can play. We know how good he was on offense on that first restart of the day. How can he do here? Oh my goodness, Ryan Acosta just flat out turned Ben Ward. I think everyone's going to miss him, though. Come on, guys, miss him. Oh, no, they didn't. Oh, my word. What was Acosta thinking? Matthew Rodriguez is in it. And so is Ben Paul. And so is Jake Cole. The caution. Oh, someone else got turned. That was Seth Cole. And he saved it. The Best Buy cars not getting much luck here on this lap. Look out. And a battle for the lead. Kenny McCurry has gotten by. Help from Dylan Pote to James Silverfox. They're freight training Dylan Young. Here's McCurry leading him off of turn 4. As a huge wreck occurs in turn 1. Ben Ward getting turned. Whoa, look out! Oh, man, Dylan Pote nearly turned Kenny McCurry at the stripe. Caution is out. There's Jake Cole's machine. Wolfgang Mason got a piece of it. Here's the big cars that were involved. Ben Ward, Matthew Rodriguez, Jacob Rodriguez. John Acosta was in it. Arnold Columbia. Ben Paul, as we mentioned. Oh, my goodness. What a tough break for Ben Ward. He was running inside the top 10. And we know for certain that this right there is the car that turned him. Ryan Acosta. Oh, man. What looked like it was going to be a solo car spin turns into about a 7-car pileup in turn 1. Let's look back at a replay. Kenny McCurry now paces us under the caution flag. Well, let's try and get a good angle on this and see just exactly what went down. Oh my. Let's see here. Does maybe Poteet... Oh, there it is. Dylan Poteet turned Ryan Acosta into Ben Ward. So really Acosta, nothing he could do. It was Poteet that caused that wreck. And watch Ben Ward. Man, he just barely misses those guys up there. Look at Henley taking the low road. Good miss by the 30M Ford. But then these guys, they're not going to be so lucky. Watch him come into view here. Oh, Ben Paul, nowhere to go. Matt Rod, nailed. Oh, Jake Cole, nowhere to go either. Matt Wells goes slipping and sliding there. Now, we know that Seth Cole was involved in something further up, and we also know some other drivers are involved in things, but we're going to have to jump ahead, see if we can find out how that occurred. Let's see if we can look up here. There's Seth Cole. He's got the Cole Daly machine behind him. He's going to the inside of Arnold Columbia, and the contact starts right here. Oh, yeah, Cole Daly kind of just forced Seth Cole into Arnold Columbia somewhat. And Columbia, is he going to be able to save it? He's heading straight down for the wall, trying to turn that thing back to the right. Looks like he was able to. But my question is, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, my goodness, he just narrowly missed that wall. Are you kidding me? Oh, no, but I think, oh, no. Oh, he just scrapes it. Columbia just scrapes it. But how in the world did he get that not to hit that other inside retaining wall right there? That's incredible. But I'm wondering, we did have Wolfgang Mason and others involved in an incident here. And I'm wondering, did Columbia come back up the racetrack here? Let's watch as the 64 makes his return to the racetrack. We had Jacob Rodriguez involved in something here. Let's see. Oh, man. Nowhere for Wolfgang to go. What a tough break there. And then, look out. Look out. Oh, John Acosta. Nowhere for the 7 to go. Look at it. Rip the whole right front wheel well off that car. Good grief. And then here comes Jacob Rodriguez. Oh, man. Oh, he gets 2 for the price of 1. Hits Columbia and then plows into Wolfgang Mason. That's some hard licks that were taken there by all those drivers. It's like a truck graveyard down there in turn 4. My goodness, 2 huge pileups here on lap 6 to put us under the caution one more time. Let's go back to green. Tell you what, the DNF spots, they're just growing and growing here as this Daytona race rolls on. Well, we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing as we have reached the halfway point in this event. Drivers out after this incident include Arnold Columbia, Ben Paul, Ben Ward, Wolfgang Mason, John Acosta, also Matthew Rodriguez, Jake Cole, Jacob Rodriguez, and they join Mitchell Stooksbury, Dougie Shears, Ryan Cooper, Matthew McMurray, Jacob Lawler, Luke Walker, Keenan Bush, Brendan Patterson, and Adam Chambers in the garage area. The field that will come back for this restart, much smaller than the field we had come back for our other restart, and here's the way they will line up as we will get the green flag once again on lap 11 of 20. Kenny McCrory is now the leader. Second is Dylan Poteet. Third is James Silverfox. Fourth place is Tony Blazer, with fifth place being Ryan Acosta. Jordan Hester will be in sixth. Michael Jeter is seventh. Eighth is Sean Henley. Ninth is Colin Welty, and Richard Johnson Jr. rounds out the top 10. Kyle Sanowski is in the 11th position. Cole Daly is 12th. 13th place is Noah Cars. 14th is Danny Wells. And 15th is Tracy Moore. Seth Cole is 16th. Brandon Bain 17th. 18th is Rob Thomas. Bob Fergus runs in 19th. 20th place is Matt Wells. And then 2 cars that made pit stops under that last caution flag. Emilio Navarre at 21st and Dylan Young 22nd. So they're off the pit sequence with these other drivers. We'll have to see if maybe some pit strategy can get one of those two to victory lane. Dylan Young holds at least one, I believe it's 2 victories in the Oreo Truck Series in his career. Navarrete, this is his rookie season. He'd love to be able to start off the season with a win in the Oreo Truck Series. He is a former winner over in the Snickers Cup Series. That was back in Season 3. So here we go. Pace Truck will peel off once again. Let's see if maybe we can complete one full green flag lap. So far, we've been under the green. As soon as they come back to the start-finish line, the yellow flag is waving. Most of our laps have been under the caution. Green flag is back out. Kenny McCurry, Dylan Poteet, James Silverfox. And then you got the 56 of Tony Blazer. Let's keep an eye on this guy. Let's not forget he had a whale of a run in that Daytona 500 qualifying race, the Gatorade Duel, which is going to have him starting in the 3rd position for the Daytona 500. And he's running up here inside the top 5 right now as they're getting awfully testy off this back straightaway. Silverfox looking to the inside, but he's got a car coming to the inside of Jordan Hester, and Hester's looking to go to the lead. Look out! Oh my goodness, they're so close on the car. There they go! Oh my goodness, we still can't complete a green flag lap as they're still wrecking back there again. This time I saw Ryan Acosta, Sean Henley involved, and who knows who else. Dylan Poteet, I think, got a piece of it, and it looks like Jordan Hester will lead us to the stripe this time, with drafting help from James Silverfox. But again, there's Tony Blazer. We were just talking about him. Sean Henley, Colin Welty, Dylan Young. That pit strategy did not work out for the 37. Michael Jeter's involved. Oh, Bob Fergus, more damage. Poteet was in it. Matt Wells was in it. Ryan Acosta, Rob Thomas, Seth Cole. And looks like maybe Noah Cars got a piece of it as well. Caution waves again. At this rate, we're going to only have maybe less than 10 cars to finish this race. They are not able to keep it together for at least one lap. Just shows you how hard they race when points are on the line. We didn't have this many wrecks, I don't think, in all of our practice sessions during the preseason Thunder. But my goodness, the caution's out. And our 3rd leader of the day is Jordan Hester. Well, actually, no, our 4th leader of the day. Because we've had Brendan Patterson, Dylan Young, Kenny McCurry, and now Jordan Hester leading this race. Let's look again at another replay as we once again run another caution session here at Daytona. Well, the main source of the reason this caution came out, 4 wide racing. Look at Henley there in the middle, 4 wide, and he's just going to make some contact with Colin Welty. nowhere for these guys to go. There's Blazer, there's Poteet, there's Ryan Acosta, Henley, Michael Jeter, and Colin Welty all getting up into the fence. Now, if you think it's over, well, no, it's not. These cars, very typical of Daytona, come back down the racetrack. Seth Cole, nowhere to go, runs into Jeter. Rob Thomas is into Cole. Here comes Dylan Young. He'll run to the back of Michael Jeter. Fergus is into the back of Young. Tracy Moore, I think, may have gotten through it with very minimal damage. How, I'm not certain. Matt Wells runs into the back of Fergus. Brandon Baines into the back of Matt Wells. It's just a whole accordion effect here at Daytona. Look at this. It's like a parking lot there in Turn 4. And a lot of these drivers, I would say about 5 of the drivers involved here, Poteet, Acosta, Welty, Michael Jeter, Henley, and add Tony Blazer into the mix, were all running inside the top 10 at the moment that wreck occurred. My goodness. Unbelievable events taking place here at Daytona. And it seems like everybody just has to go into survival mode to win this race, or to finish this race, rather than just have the best car. I'd say just about every driver in this field has been involved in an incident one way or another. If there are some that haven't, then my goodness, you better watch out for them to possibly win this race, because there are a lot of damaged trucks now. We still have a ways to go here in this Daytona race. Let's go back to the green flag. Well, when we get the green flag one more time, it'll be on lap 16 of 20, giving us a total of 5 laps to go. I believe if the caution came out at any point during that race, we would not get back to green flag racing, and quite honestly, I don't have much faith in these guys making it around for the checkers under the green flag. The way they're racing here, I don't think it's going to end. I think you're going to see another big wreck here at the end of this race, and it's going to come down to whoever gets to the stripe first. That's my prediction anyway, with the way these guys are racing. I don't think they're going to settle down and just race with each other until the final lap. It just does not seem characteristic of what we've seen out of these guys so far today. Well, right now the leader is Jordan Hester, but drivers that are out of this race now are Matt Wells, Tracy Moore, Bob Fergus, Brandon Bain, Michael Jeter, and those are the only drivers that actually retired from that incident. We'll now show you the drivers that are going to be continuing on and trying to at least come away with a decent finish here at Daytona. Hester is the leader. Kenny McCurry is second. James Silverfox is in third. Fourth now is Cole Daly, and fifth is Richard Johnson Jr. Kyle Sanoski is sixth. Danny Wells, outside pole sitter. He's worked his way back up here. Nice to see the 5 back up in the top 10. He's 7th place. Noah Carr is running in 8th. Pit strategy must have worked out for Emilio Navarre. He's now in 9th place, and Seth Cole's been able to continue. He is in 10th. 11th place is Rob Thomas. Ryan Acosta is in 12th. Dylan Poteet is in 13th. 14th, Dylan Young. 15th place is Colin Welty. And Tony Blazer is in 16th place. Well, we'll get ready to go back under the green flag for what I believe will be the final time today. And I don't think this race is going to end under green. I do not have faith in these guys, even though we only have a total of what? We've got 17 cars still in the racetrack. Well, actually, we got word here that Sean Henley is still in the racetrack. Where's he? They're saying that Henley's still on the racetrack, but I can't find him. Green flag's out. Is Henley still on pit road? Let's quickly take a look. No, Henley is retired from the race, according to our scoring monitors, but... Okay, there we go. Now they did say he retired. He must have just retired, but tough break for Henley having to retire from the race here. As here's Kenny McCurry. He'll go to the lead. James Silverfox there into second. Cole Daly now looking for third. You watch. They're going to wreck here in turn 3. The way that they've been racing. Whoa, look at Cole Daly. He's coming. Cole Daly, big run. Help from a fellow rookie and Kyle Sanoski. Danny Wells there as well. They're 3 wide. Oh my goodness. Are they going to keep it together? Are they going to make a green flag lap? Can they do it? That'd be a wonderful thing in itself. Oh no, there they go. Oh man. Richard Johnson Jr.'s around. But there's no caution. There's no caution for the spinning Richard Johnson Jr. Jr.'s able to continue. And Cole Daly leads the way. Oh, thank you for not throwing a caution. We are still under green. It is Cole Daly leading. Side by side for second. Danny Wells, Kyle Sanoski. Then James Silverfox, Kenny McCurry, Jordan Hester there. That's the top 7. Oh my goodness, this is getting good. Here comes Emilio Navarrete into the picture. Let's see if the pit strategy can work out for the 78. But Daly holds a pretty good advantage. That's usually not a good thing as they start to bunch up again. Coming off of turn 4. Here comes Kyle Sinoski. He's coming up alongside of Cole Daly very shortly here. It may be a battle between these two rookies for who's going to win this race. 3 laps to go here at Daytona. We're still green. I love it. Cole Daly is the leader. Kyle Sinoski second. Jordan Hester now powers into third. He's got drafting help from Emilio Navarrete and Kenny McCurry. Hester in the 91. Navarrete in the 78. They're working together to try and catch up here. Now Navarrete moves up high. Now Slingshot's back down low. Here comes Hester. He's starting to make a charge. He works now on Kyle Sinoski. That's for second place. Navarrete still offering the drafting help. Now Cole Daly's going to be under attack here in turn 4, no doubt about it. Daly's got to play major defense. Here's Hester. He's got lots of real estate to work. Will he go to the inside? He nearly turns Cole Daly down there in the tri-oval. That was a close call right there. Daly still hangs on. It's Daly, Hester, Navarrete. That's the top 3 as we've got 2 laps to go and they head into turn 1. Still nose to tail by the front 3. Hester getting awfully close to that left rear quarter panel. He better get off of him. He turns him towards the apron and they save it again. Oh my goodness, this is incredible. Hester now to the inside. He's had enough of battling with the 44. He's going low. Navarrete says, thank you very much, I'll take the even lower road. And Navarrete goes to the front. Kenny McCurry offering the drafting help. Another drafting duo back there, and Danny Wells and James Silverfox coming to light. Look at the run Danny Wells just got off that turn. But Danny Wells is headed for pit road. Oh no, we know that Danny Wells came to pit road earlier before. He's now out of fuel. Navarrete leads the white flag, is out. It's Kenny McCurry there, the guy in the prime position. That's position number 2 here on the final lap. But Hester peeks to the inside. No, he can't make the move. Kenny McCurry throws the block. Here comes Silver Fox. Oh, Kenny McCurry's getting awfully close to the left rear quarter panel of the 78. He's going to make a move. Here he comes. Side by side for the lead down the back straightaway. Kenny McCurry down low. Navarrete up high. It's Silver Fox drafting down low. Hester drafting up high. And it looks like Kenny McCurry gets the advantage off of turn number 3. Here we go. It's McCurry, Silver Fox, Sinoski, Cole Daly, those 4. Will Silver Fox be able to put him over? Will Kenny McCurry win it? Here they come off turn 4. Kenny McCurry hugs the down line. Oh no, here comes Silver Fox on the inside. Photo finish at the line. It was Kenny McCurry by a splitter. How in the world did he win that thing? Kenny McCurry by a splitter wins the Susan G. Komen version 2. Oh my goodness. Wow, that is incredible. That was a great race. How close was that? We don't know. Less than a 100th of a second, we do know that, but my goodness. How did Kenny McCurry hold Silver Fox off at the line? Silver Fox, I don't think he could have timed it any better. He had the drafting help from Sinoski. He was there, he had the run, and he just barely missed out. Nothing he could have done other than what he did. But Kenny McCurry, what a win for that 82 truck. And Kenny McCurry picks up his first Truck Series win of Season 4 with a win here at Daytona. Unbelievable. Look at him moving side to side there. I think he's out of fuel. I think Kenny's out of fuel. He just barely squeezed that last bit of fuel to the end there to get Silver Fox to the line. Let's look back at a replay of that race out of turn 4. Well, here they were, coming out of turn 4. Watch Silver Fox. He tries to use the fake-out move as if he's going to the high side. And Sinoski, I think, knew that that was what he was going to do. He was behind him the whole time. And look how Kenny McCurry, he's trying right there to hold down the yellow line to pinch it down so the 92 cannot make a move. But this time he moves up to the high side. Silver Fox gets the run. Look at the cars he's got lined up there. He's got Sinoski right in his back bumper. He's got Cole Daly lined up there as well. That's a huge jet stream that allows him to propel up here. But watch right here. Watch right here. Unbelievable. Let's bring it right down to the stripe. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Look at that finish. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Silver Fox couldn't have done anything more. Let's look at the helicopter view. How close is it? Look at that. Look at that. That's an incredible finish here at Daytona. Wow. Unbelievable. And look at how the 28's right up against the 92. The 44's right up against the 28. There was nothing more that Silver Fox could do. He planned it perfectly, he had the perfect scenario, and Kenny McCurry somehow was able to foil the plans. Unbelievable. Well, if you want to know what the official finishing result was as far as how close that was, you'll be able to see it in the official finishing results. Tyler Manson, Kenny McCurry, they get their Truck Series Season 4 careers off to blazing starts with victories here at Daytona as they win the two Susan G. Komen 250 races. We got Mobile coming up, and then, of course, the mecca of it all, the Daytona 500. The official finish results and the point standings heading into next week's race at Phoenix are coming your way. We hope you enjoyed the trucks here at Daytona. I certainly did. My goodness, I think I gotta go gargle with salt water. My voice is so sore. My throat is so sore after yelling my head off there on that final lap, but it was well worth it. The excitement off the charts here in the final stages of this race. We hope you enjoyed this. I want to give a big thank you to Matt Rod, Pint Size Con 1, for his incredible job on the tickers that he's going to be providing during the course of this season. Once again, big thank you to him. And thank you to all of you folks for watching this race, for commenting, for subscribing, and for just watching these races. We hope you enjoyed this race here today. We hope you'll tune in for the continuation of the Daytona race weekend as we roll along here, heading towards the Daytona 500 here on the NNSCRA Sports Channel, offline racing at its best.